My name is Isaac Bang, CEO of Synesis. And today I just want to have a quick discussion around decentralized data annotations and verification and its role in the next frontier of AI. So AI's three pillars are data, compute, and algorithms. And as the AI solutions get more and more complex, we're going to see bottlenecks in data and compute. And I see data as a foundation, but what we've come to realize is that everyone, or a lot of people outside of AI, don't realize how much time, energy, and resources go into actually getting the data and preparing that data in order for it to be used to train AI. So talking with clients and prospective clients, we have gained a lot of insight, and some key trends that I'm seeing are, number one, the demand for higher quality data and more complex human-produced data will just increase exponentially. If you look at the top state-of-the-art LLMs today, they've pretty much exhausted all of the publicly available scrapable data. So how will you get from that to the next generation? That's a significant improvement. They need more high-quality data, as well as domain-specific knowledge from subject matter experts, multilingual, multimodal, and so on. Second is that synthetic data and other automation tools for data tagging and labeling will be very, very helpful. But I'm in the camp that human in the loop will always produce better results, more accurate, and better performing. And third, the origination or the source of the data will become very, very important. So as you can see what's happening with the internet today, you see more and more AI-generated content, whether it's images, videos, text, flooding the internet. So as companies start building their own in-house systems, they really need to verify, where's this data coming from? Is it AI-generated? Is it human-generated? Is it a hybrid? Is it trustable? And is it usable and dependable? So how data pre-processing is done today is normally a very centralized way. You either do it in-house if you're one of the big tech companies, or if your core business is within AI, you probably have a team of data scientists or linguists doing the annotations. Or you can outsource it to a third party who takes care of that for you. And you run into some scaling challenges. So as we know, there's a lot more complex models that are multimodal. There's different use cases in different domains. And there's multiple languages, especially if you're a global business. And building an in-house team for that is just going to exponentially increase the cost. And if you're working with third parties, it's very highly trust-dependent system, where you have to trust that they're giving you the right data from the right sources, as well as doing the right pre-processing work. And so what's the future of it? At Synesis, we built a decentralized data annotation platform. So some of the characteristics are that we use a distributed workforce around the globe that contribute data, that annotate, that validate data. And then in this ecosystem are developers who create tooling and infrastructure that people can use in their annotation tasks, verifications, as well as evaluations. And it works as a two-sided marketplace. So the price discovery happens as a free market rather than a centralized company setting a price and charging a fixed price. And these things are happening today in our ecosystem. It's not a conceptual or a theoretical thing. We're seeing this happen in real time. So providing this opportunity to digital workers across the globe creates a new opportunity for them. We're seeing a lot of people coming in, especially from emerging countries, to contribute their knowledge or skill set and earn some extra money. And in a Web3 environment, these digital workers can become key decision makers and even shareholders of the protocol itself. So by holding tokens, they are able to vote on key governance votes. And by having that ownership, you're incentivizing them to take on more responsibility. And what happens is they start forming small communities within the digital workers. They become peer reviewers, they become educators and ambassadors. So what essentially ends up happening is user acquisition and new user onboarding becomes a community-led effort. So how does this solve the bottleneck issue for businesses? So going back to the scalability issue, rather than hiring your own in-house team to do different types of data formats, different languages, different domains, you now have access to a wide range of people all across the world in different geographies, different education backgrounds, different skill sets and whatnot that you can tap into for whatever your needs are. You also get that diversity, so there's less bias. And of course, as mentioned, it's a free market system, so there's price discovery happening directly between the customers and the workers. And in a Web3 setting, you can start getting really creative with this pricing scheme, right? Rather than charging a fixed price for a service, you can potentially explore a way where the company can stake a certain amount of tokens, and that staked amount generates yield. And you use that yield to pay your workers, thereby subsidizing the cost of the overall thing. So this could be a really, really interesting way to structure a deal, especially for large projects. And you get the flexibility of solutions regardless of if it's like a huge project or if you only need maybe like 1,000 images tagged. And going back to the whole source of the data, so every data that's submitted and every vote to approve or reject or validate a data is an on-chain transaction. So you have this audit trail that you can always refer back to find the source. And one of the most frequently asked questions that we get is, if it's a crowdsourced system, like how do we guarantee the accuracy? How do we get high quality? And this is something we're always iterating on, and we balance gamification with reputation system and some financial incentives to try to create a self-sustaining system. For example, in terms of gamification, we have access to the user's performance history. So the better they perform over time, the higher levels they'll be, it's sort of like a game. They can also have tags for the different skills and knowledge that they have. And obviously, if you're a high level with a lot of skills, then you become a more reputable member of this worker society, meaning that your input has more weight. And the whole gamification and reputation system links directly to the potential earnings. So a high performer obviously has better opportunities for more complex jobs that pay more. And then when it goes on the other side, we have mechanisms where we can allow or we require the workers to stake their money before entering a campaign to do the job, because then they have some skin in the game. If they are bad actors or if they have a consistent bad performance, they have a chance of losing the staked amount of money that they provide. So far, using this system, we've seen some very high accuracy results. And just to sort of give an example of something we've seen in a real-life business case is, we worked on a project with Mind AI and Villa Markets. So for context, Mind AI is an AI company that works with symbolic AI. They provide a whole suite of AI services. And Villa Markets is a supermarket chain based out of Thailand. So the goal of this project was to automate Villa Market's entire supply or in-store inventory management. And this required us to build a whole suite of solutions, including internal conversational AI that the inventory managers and store managers would chat with, as well as AI-powered process automation. And so for Synesis, what we did was we ran campaigns that we collected data in Thai and English. And these were very this is a very unique use case because this is data collection of what I call frontier data. So it's not just unstructured raw language data. It was data that would help the AI learn how to reason as if it were an in-store manager or an inventory manager. So we would crowdsource different things like cause and effect relationships of certain topics. So we ran maybe 2-3 iterations of this crowdsourcing campaign, and we got to a point where we were a little over 93% in model accuracy. And so we deemed it deployable, and once we deployed it into Villa Market system, they saw a 40% reduction in out-of-stock SKUs, which in turn led to a 25% increase in their bottom line. So as you can see with the real-life use case, crowdsourced data is very competitive in terms of actual performance when you compare it with centralized systems. And this is a way you can scale faster at a lower cost. Thank you.